Breaking up is hard to do, but we all know that it's not the same level of hard for everyone. Maybe your ex somehow rebounded into a new relationship 3 whole months before you even entertained the thought of going on a date. While no one wants to spend years haunted by the ghosts of relationships past, you have to wonder, are some people hardwired to move on faster, or are there tricks to lessen the pain? Can we make ourselves get over a breakup faster? As it turns out, the way people view rejection has a lot to do with how fast they move on post-split. A recent psychological study, conducted in part by researcher Lauren Howe at Stanford, found that people who internalize rejection have a harder time with breakups. As part of the study, Howe asked more than 800 people how they would respond to both real-life and hypothetical rejections, and this is what she found.
We had a hunch that people would really struggle to recover from rejection when they linked it to the self in some kind of way. So that is, when they saw the rejection as revealing some kind of underlying flaw or characteristic that they had. Maybe it's feeling like the rejection taught them that they were too clingy or they were too sensitive. People who linked rejection to the self to a greater extent also reported experiencing more lingering distress from rejection and worrying more that the rejection might surface a pattern, something that would continue to affect their future relationships.
But it's not just about internalizing rejection. It's also linked to your belief in your own capacity to change. How found your personality type determines your ability to get over a breakup. People with a fixed mindset, someone who thinks personalities are set in stone, will spend more time pining over their exes. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset, those who believe people can change, are more likely to move on faster.
People who think the personality is fixed and doesn't tend to change over time might see rejection as a piece of evidence about what kind of a romantic partner they are, who they are in relationships, and then might be more likely to link rejection to something about the self as revealing one of these underlying traits or qualities that they have. Some people saw rejection as just kind of a part of life. Some people even saw rejection as kind of a stepping stone to future satisfying relationships, where they would say, I learned that I wasn't good at communicating in that relationship, but it's something that I've been able to work on.
But people who think personalities are fixed aren't totally wrong. Multiple studies have found that personality is biological. It has to do with your genes, your nervous system, hormones, and more.
Personality is biological. Our sense of self is biological. The incorporation of the other person into our sense of self is biological. But we need to be able to change. We need to be able to reinvent ourselves. And we need to use our physiology to do that.
Biologically, our partners become a part of how we see ourselves and our place in the world. So in order to move on, you need to create new experiences without them.
There's a part of the brain called the precuneus. It's autobiographical memories, we call them. When you're in a relationship, one of the things that you do is you incorporate the other person into the sense of yourself. Maybe you're dating a musician, but you never went to many concerts before. You feel a little bit as if you're up there also. They're part of your autobiography. Whenever you think of anything or have any memories, that person is going to be there. So you have to change that part of the brain. You have to establish new autobiographical memories without them. You've got to believe in the expansive possibilities of your personality.
That's why so many people tend to take on new hobbies after a breakup. Not just because you need something to occupy your time, but because you're physiologically changing your sense of self without your partner. Biologically and psychologically speaking, getting over a breakup is about embracing change. So if you're having trouble moving on from your last love, just remember that the new you is already on the way.